Come here. It's Michaela. My dog, Michaela. Michaela, come here. Come here. I guess she doesn't want to. Oh, well, that's okay. Like I say in all my videos, I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt. It's just my opinion. And sometimes I swear, I'm going to do a reading on the trial of P. Diddy with Janet Jackson, her point of view. She's speaking for her Michael Jackson or herself, what she thought of her relationship with P. Diddy, what if she even had a relationship. She said she didn't really have one on the courtroom, but I'm going to do what really happened. Please tell me. Like I said, entertainment purposes. So if people don't like the outcome, it's just, the grain of salt. You just have to do what my cards say. I go what the card says, entertainment only purposes. So please tell me about her relationship. I'm going to do a fun spread. This is the past. I'll try to see if you can see it. Well, you can't. I'm not going to worry about it. The past. Present. The future. All right. Okay. In the past, there were delays. They didn't have a really good relationship because of Michael, and she didn't really trust him. She was very uncomfortable in the past when Michael was alive. She didn't really like him because I think Michael said, "You better stay away from P. Diddy. Stay away from him. I think he's bad news. No, don't trust him. He might be flirting with you and thinking you're wonderful, but you better watch yourself out." And then there was a change in the relationship. Maybe in the beginning she thought he was a great person, but then she she decided not to trust him in the past. There was a failure in the relationship. She just didn't want to go there in the relationship. She thought negative thoughts about him. How, like I said, Michael, she just didn't like him very much. She had foresight. Maybe there were lack opportunities. Maybe they were going to, he wanted her to sing with him in a video, and there were lost opportunity. Maybe she didn't trust him to do it, to make a video or go on a song or go on tour together. And she thought negativity about him, like, I don't trust this guy as far as you can throw him. So, yeah, like I said, the lack of ideas of what they can do for together. And she thought he was very immature for his age. Like, come on, you're acting like a child. This is the past. And thought he was careless in the way he treated people and came across, treating people horribly. She didn't like that. She likes, to be able to be treated fairly and nicely. And unpredictable. She thought he was very unpredictable. Like his moods would, he would be mad very quickly. He had mood swings. He was unpredictable. Like you'd get mad very quickly. And she felt that she was carrying a burden being around him. She didn't like the way she felt interacting with him. The amount of time she did interact with him, she didn't. She thought she was strong about not taking, this is the present. She was strong saying, no, I don't want anything to do with you, P. Diddy. She didn't want anything to do with P. Diddy. She thought he was a jerk and didn't want to. She didn't want to be influenced and take action. She was going to say something. I think she was going to talk to people and say, I don't like the way he comes across as, moody, unpredictable. and she's a very compassionate person. Jenna, she might talk very soft and everything. You have to like really go in here, but she's a very compassionate, and she's focused with her family, friends, and the people she cares about. She's focused on career and her job and her friends and family. So she's very focused. She thought he was very dishonest. Like, I'm not going to trust him. P Diddy, he's not an honest person. He does, she heard the rumors like he puts drugs in people's drinks, make them take telephones. She thought it was kind of weird. She didn't. She thought there was no injustice. Like people didn't stand up to him. She probably thought they were scared about him because he was injustice, and he was. And she was biased toward him, like saying, I'm not going to stand up for this crap. So she was biased against him. She did not like him at all. Yeah. And she thought he was lack of accountable for his actions. Like he never took the blame for doing something wrong. Like if she said, oh, you did this, he would say, it's not my fault. So she didn't think he took, take his... She had anxiety, though. She felt stressed being around him. This is a sun card. She felt she didn't want to take risks because she was afraid of being caught in the middle of whatever he was in. And he was dangerous. God, this one. She thought he was a very dangerous person, and deceptive person, like lied, cheat, take things that don't belong to me. He videotaped people when they were drugged. She didn't trust him, She thought he was really tricking people into taking drugs and, slipping something in their drink or something. So she thought he'd trick people into doing things against the will. In the present, no, they're going to have arguments. She's going to tell all, she'd go on the stand, tell the truth, and say he's a jerk. There's going to be conflicts. People are going to probably try to threaten her, and she's not going to like that, being threatened, challenged. See, these people are trying to work together, but there's also conflict. One person wants to be in charge. So she says, I'm tired of you threatening me and having conflict and fighting all the time. She didn't want to have conflicts with P. Diddy. She wanted... she didn't want anything to do with him. She didn't want anything to do with P. Diddy. She wanted to change, the narrative. She didn't want to be involved with the people he was with in the inner circle. She didn't want to deal with him. She's a skilled performer. She's a singer, she was an actress, she was in Good Times and Different Strokes in some movies. She liked to act. Maybe she's going to do some more acting in the future. And she's very inspired. She was inspired by her brother and her brothers from, and Michael and her mother and her sisters and her friends. So she's an inspired person. She looks up to her family. She's very close to her family, especially mom and Michael. She was very close to Michael and her, she stood up for them. She thought P. Diddy was very greedy, and she doesn't, greedy. She doesn't like greedy people. She wanted to be happy. She wants to be happy in her life. So she wants to be happy, and she was sad because of what he's put through a lot of people, put them through the grill, like I said, doing the drugs, taking videos of them without them knowing it, have them sign a paper. She probably thought it was, yeah. So, yeah, she doesn't want anything. She wants to be happy, though. She wants to forget ever being involved with P. Diddy. She wants to be happy again. And she does overindulge on herself, though. She does like to spend a lot of money on herself and have the finest things in life. She does overindulge herself, She likes food, travel. She likes to do things, for herself and her family. She likes to spend money, clothes, travel. So she overindulged that. And she does feel failure that she failed her brother with P. Diddy. but she's going to try to move on. So, no, they didn't have a good relationship, her and P Diddy. And she wants to move on. So I'm going to ask just a question her. Did her and her father, I know this doesn't have to do with P Diddy, but did they have a good relationship, Janet and her father? Because I heard rumors not so well. But I'm going to ask Janet. Janet, did you have a good relationship with your father? I'm going to do the yes and no cards if they tell me. Please tell me, did you have a good relationship with your father? I know Joseph, I think that's his name. She tried to recover from the way he treated the other kids, so she wanted a new beginning with him. She wanted to try to work things out with him. She wanted to build something new in our relationship. I guess they had a rocky relationship in the past. So she wanted to start a new relationship before he died. But it was unrealistic because of all the bad things that happened in her life as a child and the things she saw with him. So, and she was fear of the unknown. She didn't know how he would treat her, if he would be hostile and mean to her. She wasn't sure about her relationship with her father. There were a few opportunities because I don't think she wanted to go, get help, but she thought he wouldn't. So she said there was a few opportunities and she felt restless, like he wouldn't want to change. He didn't want to change. She thought he was very stubborn and didn't want to change, like I said. And he was very opinionated, like my way or the highway. So... and it was a hassle. She was tired of always having a disagreement with her father behind the scenes. And he breaks promises. He says he won't do it again. He won't do things to the kids anymore. And he was extreme. I'm going to say, did he ever, with the kid, was he ever, physically or mentally, entertainment purpose with Janet? Was he ever physically or mentally abusive? Yeah, this is going to be one of the shorter videos. Was Joseph abusive to Janet? Or was it only the boys? Ugh, I got the wrong side. Sometimes that means something. Alright, I'm going to try. Please tell me, was she abused by Joseph or her brothers were? Please tell me. I'm going to do 3 cards on that. She was fearful of her. She wanted to release fear. She didn't want to be fearful of him because he had a bad short temper. He was mean. And she was confused about when he threw a temper. So I guess that means... and there was darkness. He had darkness in him, Joe Jackson. He was very dark. He had a dark thing. So yes, I think he did. And she was insecure about her relationship with him because he had, he was nasty to her and her brothers and her, it might have not been to her exactly, but she was scared of him. Yeah. She knew that he had money and people might not believe her because of it, and it was her family, and she didn't want to rock the boat because they were the Jackson 5, and she didn't want to rock the boat of their becoming famous by, accusing him for being her or her brothers being abused. So she wanted long-term success. She didn't want to rock the boat and mention it. She didn't want to discuss it to anybody, like the people, YouTube or anybody. When she was young, they didn't have YouTube, but she didn't want to discuss it. She wanted she was afraid that it would affect her family's finances, and there were delays in the relationship. She didn't have a really good relationship with him, and he was very standoff and lack of control. She thought she didn't have any control in her relationship with him. And he tried to do that with all the kids, lack of control. She had no control in her relationship with Joseph. He tried to take the control, so yeah, she feared of him. So she was scared of Joseph. So Janet was scared of Joseph. All right, Janet, I'm gonna ask, like I said, is there anything you want to tell me about P Diddy, or I already said that, but or anything generally before I leave right now for the end of the video, entertainment purposes? Janet, do you want to tell me anything about your life in the future? She wants a stable home. She doesn't like the way she was raised with a strict father and stuff. So she wants a steady home with her own family. You know, I think she had a child when she got later. So she wants family, and she wants to be united with her inner circle family. She wants a better relationship with her family. She had disharmony in her family, but she wants things to get smoothly and work out for her family and her, and sometimes she wants to just work alone. She doesn't want to or take a vacation alone. She just wants some time to be alone. She doesn't like to be with a lot of people. She doesn't have very many goals right now. She has few goals. Maybe she's not in the mood to make any more records for a while. I think she wants to take a break. I think she's going to take a break from making music. She has difficult choices in the future. She's not sure if she wants to continue doing the music thing. Maybe she'll retire early. She isn't sure what she's going to do. She's going to think about which way she's going to do, if she wants to continue doing music, or maybe she'll, I don't know, do something else. Have other opportunities. I think she's burnt out of being a singer. I think she wants to do other things, maybe take some time off and do something else, maybe write a book, children's book, or write a book about her life or something, or do something. She's not happy right now. She has disharmony. She wants to do something. I think she wants to, like I said, she has a difficult decision that if she wants to continue to be a singer or she'll quit. So she doesn't know what she wants to do in the future. So she doesn't know what she wants to do. She wants a stable thing for her. I think she had a son, and she wants a better relationship with her mother and her brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews and all that. So she wants a better relationship. So into my next video, YouTube video, either on tarot reading or other subjects. Have a good day wherever you are, and bye.